In this video, I want to revisit the topic of mysterious Australia. There are many legends and eyewitness accounts of those who've been beyond Australia's border, telling incredible stories. About 100 miles past Australia's border, you'll encounter a massive ice wall. Yes, I'm saying Australia is connected to Antarctica, but that's not all. Beyond this wall lies an endless ocean, along with lands and worlds not on our modern maps, but that's not all. A different world begins beyond the wall with other types of inhabitants, animals, insects, plants, and so on. Logically thinking, Australia as we know it is already the start of another world. Where did I get this idea? Well, firstly, it's isolated on maps. Secondly, everything there is reversed, absolutely everything. For instance, spring is from September to November, winter from June to August, and summer from December to February. Is it colder in the south and warmer in the north on this continent? Yes, scientists explain this. Australia's south is washed by cold currents, while the north gets warm ones. But why is it winter in Australia when it's summer on other continents? It's because in the southern hemisphere, climate seasons don't match calendar seasons. While one part of Earth gets more sun, the other has winter. To avoid confusion, in the southern hemisphere, months and years align differently. So January is midwinter in the north, but midsummer in the south. Scientists have answers for everything. If Earth spins on its axis, Australia also faces the sun during rotation, so it can get less solar heat. In other words, Australia should have the same seasons as North America, but we observe the opposite. Why is that? But there's more to this story. In Australia, the animal and plant life is completely different. We don't see animals and plants found in Australia on other continents. But why? Why is this continent so mysterious with no real explanations, just ridiculous stories from scientists? I also found information about a mysterious person named Alfred Middleton. He was a traveler who vanished mysteriously. Many of his discoveries are still classified, but some things have leaked to the public. According to well-known historical facts, in the late 19th century, Alfred planned a large expedition to the jungles of Sumatra, where he claimed an ancient lost mysterious city was located deep in the jungle, but this is the official story which is hard to believe. Recently, information surfaced referencing the diaries of a British researcher that Alfred himself, he used Sumatra as a cover but was actually planning to travel across Australia. He couldn't speak openly about it because in the late 19th century, Australia's colonization was at its peak. Alfred Middleton had heard of mysterious lands beyond Australia with incredible creatures and artifacts. He intended to bring these discoveries back to Britain secretly. His expedition required secrecy. According to his diaries, he crossed Australia's mysterious wall and never returned. However, some expedition survivors brought back these unique photos you now see. The quality isn't great, but for the late 19th century, it's remarkable. I can't confirm if these photos are genuine or fake, but they exist, and it's up to you to believe this or not, but these unique images are mind-blowing. They show our world from a different angle, suggesting it's not what we're used to thinking. The first image shows a saucer-shaped structure overgrown with trees. Inside, you can see various levels. It gives the impression of an abandoned UFO ship that's been there for ages, and locals made it their home. In the left corner, there's a flying object that's hard to dismiss as a technical glitch. The next image shows people posing in front of another unique object. Here we see anti-gravity in action. Look closely, the object balances on a thin rod, defying physics. But if this is beyond Antarctica's Great Wall, different laws may apply. Modern insiders who've been there say the same thing. The photo also shows an unidentified flying object. Note the levitating tree-like structures to its left. The next photo shows Middleton's team posing by strange jungle growths. Words fail me. These aren't trees, but some life form, plant or biological. This photo is also intriguing. It's mind-blowing. We live in a world with hidden lands. This image shows a stone structure with people at its base. Their activity is unclear due to photo quality. Whether they're natives or explorers is unknown. Interestingly, the building resembles modern rockets. These lands seem long abandoned with many similar structures, which locals may have turned into homes. The next photo, enhanced by enthusiasts investigating Alfred Middleton's disappearance, shows improved color quality. Here we see cone-shaped structures with an unknown purpose. Oddly, in most of these photos, the objects look very similar to our modern rockets or flying saucers. This further suggests they might be just that, but from long ago, abandoned. Here we see no people, just a stone statue. It's amazing how they blend with the local flora. This photo shows another group and saucer-like mood. Does this mean UFOs come from Earth, not space? People have seen similar objects, but it's too early to conclude. Let's continue. This image raises more questions than answers. It shows strange, small creatures. Their nature and meaning remain a mystery. It's likely a fresco from where Middleton vanished. Here we see dish-shaped objects carved in rock, and various creatures likely representing the flora and fauna of the world where Middleton's expedition vanished. This one looks like a prehistoric reptile. Looking at Australia's unique wildlife, the theory that these lands are connected through Australia takes on new meaning. It's possible this could all be real. This photo shows frescoes with a saucer shape and strange beings. We might call them aliens, but perhaps we're the aliens invading their lands. It's hard to draw any conclusions yet. This photo is simply mind-boggling. Apparently, Middleton or a team member managed to capture a humanoid creature on film. There's a YouTube channel by Andrei Tsyunev. Andrei said there are intelligent humanoid apes beyond the wall. I'll share his video link in my Telegram channel. Middleton might have photographed one of these forbidden land creatures. The photo shows expedition members with strange beings. One is huge, resembling an Australian platypus. But if we look below, we see smaller animals. The team stands calmly, suggesting it's peaceful, but we don't know what happened after. This creature might have caused Middleton's disappearance. We also see another local species, an ostrich-like being. However, it looks like a creature from our world, but its lower half reveals a huge number of limbs it likely uses for movement. This blurry photo shows expedition members posing next to a massive skull of some unknown creature. There aren't many photos of Alfred Middleton online. He crossed Australia's fence and vanished mysteriously in other lands, or chose to stay there. One of his assistants returned, preserving these unique photos. They surfaced online a century later, raising more questions than answers. Share your thoughts on this material. That's all for today. See you next time on the Templario channel.